Hey everybody, welcome to Board Game Heaven. My name is Raymond, and in this video I'm going to do an unboxing of Rivals, which is a game by Baptiste Roux, Maxime Chiot, Sami Jaffar and Leonard Bell, published by Unkind Games. And it's a deck building battle royale for 2 to 6 players, which has a lot of cool components. But before I open up the box and show you everything in detail, I'd like to ask you to please hit that subscribe button if you haven't subscribed already. That really helps the channel. I'm trying to get to 3,000 subscribers by the end of 2025, and you can help me with that. And please also check out my Patreon page by clicking the link in the description below. You can already support me for less than a cup of coffee a month, and in return you will get your name in the credits, you will get early access to all of my videos, access to Patreon exclusive content, and you also save up for the Board Game Heaven enamel pin. Alright, let's quickly open up the box and check the contents. So here's the box of Rivals Deck Building X Battle Royale by Unkind Games. Some nice artwork on the cover, and there is also a deluxe version of the game which has a white background, I believe. On the sides you have a little bit of text here with the title, and we have some illustrations here as well on the side. The top of the box allows for a vertical storage, and let's see this side of the box as well. So if you want to have it up like this in your shelf, then you'll have this, which is pretty cool. It's basically the cover art with the title and I guess 8 characters. And on the back of the box we have the information about the game, a bit of a background text, the contents, and a picture of a game setup ready to play. It's a game for 2 to 6 players, which plays in about 40 to 120 minutes for ages 14 and up by these designers. So let's open that up and have a closer look. Okay, so first of all, of course, the rule book. Love the cover art there, really nice. So that looks to be a very clean layout for the rule book there. The table of contents here. Components with pictures, how to set up the game. So there's a lot of randomly shuffled pieces that will form the board, I guess. Yep. Placed and flipped randomly, so you get a different board every time. A round sequence in one page here as a reminder. Maybe that's on the back as well. No, that's just icons. We have different actions here, and then the explanation of how to start the game, how the player boards work, and yeah, there you go. So about 6-8 pages of rules, 10, well this is mostly about the cards, then fights, so 12 pages of rules, 14 range and line of sight, end of action phase, change of first player, 16 pages, so quite a bit of pages in the end of the game. Quite some rules to take in, all the icons and what they mean here, special points, a drone mode, which is a 2-player variant, and credits for the people backing this game, I guess, for kickstarting this or crowdfunding this. There is a glossary of terms here, keywords that you will probably see a lot in this game. And I guess the characters, again, those 8 characters, and again, an overview of those icons. So there's a whole bunch of tokens. Let's have a closer look at those. Oh, lots of different ones, and they are double-sided. Cool, these are the tokens for the board, different kinds of terrain. More of those here, so a whole bunch of terrain tiles. double-sided, but one side, of course, has this blind side, which looks really nice. All right, so we have that. Then a third board of map tiles, double-sided. And then we got the player board. So first of all, this drone board, there's 2 drones for the 2-player variant. And these boards are dual layered, as you can see. There's a slot for cubes here, a slot for a token, some tokens here. Regular cards are just placed on top though, so only this top part has inlays. Rivals on the back, and there's an orange one as well, otherwise exactly the same. I do see that, that's kind of nice. Probably has a function that the orange one has the turquoise square here, and the turquoise one is the orange square there. Then we have the characters again. Oh, this also has spot UV. Does this also have spot UV? This does not. The drone does not have spot UV, but the characters do. So that's pretty nice. Nice touch. Even these card spaces here have spot UV. 3 of these spots that the drones also had for tokens. This is, I guess, your hit points on the top, and this might be something else. Another track here, so 3 tracks. For Xan, we have Kika. Basically the same thing, just different art, different color. You have Oris in a high-tech wheelchair there. Again, spot UV in yellow. We have Yosh, who looks to be an extraterrestrial creature. Also pretty cool in purple. Faye, another alien creature in turquoise. And Renko in deep red. High-tech stuff going on there. Atmos in a light blue with a doggo friend. Or a white wolf, who knows. Very cyberpunky. And we got Giales, who has some plants with her. Even growing on her, it seems. Some kind of druid. In green. So those are the 8 player characters. We have some nice inserts here, so there's specific spots for everything. Yeah, it's just a single insert. And it looks like you can take these out, so this must be for components that you're using during the game. And this is just for storage then, I guess. We'll have to figure that out as I put it all in. So we have a whole bunch of cards. And these seem to be for the different parts of the arena. So the middle part in blue with a number 3, the second circle in green with a number 2, and then the outer one in orange with a number 1. So this says 1, 2, 3 on the bottom. This says 2, 2, 2, 2 and 1, 1, 1, 1. And as you can see here, they are different on the front. So I guess that has to do with setup. Or maybe there's some other random thing going on here. I have no idea yet. So those fit into this slot, which is a very deep slot for just so many cards. But at least it leaves space for other things to be on top there, which I do appreciate. Then we have a single D6, which also just has the numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So it's not spread like a normal D6, which would have the 1 on the opposite side of the 6. So maybe it's just a counter and you don't actually roll it. I don't know. Then we have more cards here. So let's take a look at these. So we have a whole bunch of cards with this on the back here. And there's just all kinds of different cards. I guess these are all used for the deck building because there's a bunch of duplicates. And I guess you can just buy those. I don't know if this is the cost. Blaster. There's a whole bunch of those. We got a bone cracker, chakra inversion, and every card has its own unique artwork. So that looks really nice. Some of them have more cards, some of them have less cards. I guess some kind of rarity. I love this art. Thin line drawings. Very Mobius-like. Frag grenade. Fusion Magnum. Intuition. A whole bunch of those. Magnetic Aura. Mastermind. So that's the first stack of cards. Second stack here. More of these. Neural attack, neural block. It's very cyberpunky again. I like the look of it. Parasite grenade, plasma speeder, psychic spike, psi wave, lots of those. The Schwartz! Use the Schwartz! Could that be a reference? Server breakdown, skull wiper, sniper, sonic crossbow, steel skin, stellar cannon that looks like a fold-out knife, storm waver, strategists, swindle, techno claws. That's cool. Teleportation. The Billy Boy. Alright, so more cards there. Then we have these still with this on the back. Topographic Expert. Vampire Ammo. The Veteran. Vision. Now these have names on them. I haven't seen that before. So this is for a specific character, I'm assuming. Kika. We got Atmos. Gyales. Zahn. Atmos again. Yep. Okay. Zahn again. Renko. Horus. Again, Renko. Faye. That's that. Some have more cards than others, I don't know. Then we have these with an icon on the side. I've not seen that either. Are these different? No, they are the same. We have flasher cards, a whole bunch of those. Oh, another card for Faye here. Gillis, however that's pronounced. Horus, Kika, Yosh, Yosh again. Okay, so maybe if I sort them, there's like 2 of each, I guess. I'm not sure. And then back to some other cards, but these have different kind of icons in the top. With the different, just a symbol on the card. The loot is mine. So I guess these are also for specific characters, maybe. Yeah, because there's 8 of them. No, there are more. Let me give that a quick count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 black ones and 1 blue card. Atlan's. All right. Special cards. And then we have some of these, which have this icon on the back, orange cards. And they have the most amazing art on them. Look at this. Very detailed art. Annihilation. Fog. An unexpected gift. Conspiracy. Deja vu. Error 404. Look at that art. It's really good. Eruption. Fire. Again, looks very Mobius-like. This as well, Black Market. Paranoia. Outcast. Shortage. Plasma Reload. Lovely. This is amazing art. I am absolutely in love with this art. Hackers Raid. Rollback. Earthquake. Wow. So those were these cards with the orangey, peach colored backs. And then we have these with this symbol on them, also in the top here. Bear shapeshifters, feline shapeshifters, ATX4D commandos, blood furies, cyber printers, diplomats, terraformers, cult of the great oak, hackers, leeches, negotiators, and scavengers. I guess factions? I have no idea. So lots of cards with really nice art on them. Then we have these tokens. They seem to be acrylic player markers. Yes, they are. These are really nice. Double-sided acrylic player markers for every player. All 8 of them plus the 2 drones. That is really cool. Do they have a foil on them that I need to peel off? Yeah, I think they do. So I'll try to get that off. That's really cool. I'll put those back in here. We've got a big bag of crystals. So let me open that up. And gold. Yeah, 3 different resources. We have these wonderful gold cubes. That looks really nice. All right, so I'll just keep those. Do we store them in here? I guess. We have these blue crystals, really nice and shiny. Blue plastic crystals and amber colored orange crystals as well. So we have a bunch of those. So let's see what this is. Ooh, more cards and foil cards. Let's have a look. So first of all, we have, I guess these are just reference cards, which have all the resources on them. Spending resources, spend 2 resins, 2 crystals, 5 identical resources or 10. And things you can collect, I guess. So these cards are all the same, 4, 5, 6. So I guess 1 for each player. That is always appreciated. And then we have these foil cards. I love foil cards. So these are like special cards, I guess. Altered Reality. Arduino Bomberman. Look at that. Nice. Ooh, blue pill or red pill. That is so nice. And some of these do have these icons in the top. They have a special meaning. Cannon of Chaos. Data mining. And I haven't seen these in the other decks, so these foil cards must be special. Divination. Double Agent. Endless Grimoire. Explorer of the Abyss. Gemologist. Guardian of the Peaks. Inception. Magma Ganda. Okay. Magnetic Field. Mr. X Helmet. An Oracle. The Phoenix. Premium card. Yeah, these are all premium cards. Recycling Rifle. A Secret Trick. Take Cover. The Collector. Quite a few of these. The Firefly. Nice. The Founder. And the Scythe. And finally, the Toxic Cloud. This is really impressive. Really nice. So I'm putting these in here. Then we have a bunch of Ziploc bags, which we'll use for all the tokens that I'll be punching. And in fact, this is probably where the tiles with the 3 hexes will sit. So let me just quickly get one. Boop, there we go. Yeah, these will sit here. There's a whole bunch of those. This is for the longer straight pieces, which have 3 hexes clearly. And this, well, we'll see what that is for. I'm liking these dice though. They have some coloring going on as well. So let's have a look at these. So they've got 3 blank faces and 3 faces with a symbol on it. This is printed on, so they're not engraved. No, this is printed. And they are basically in the colors of the box. Orange and kind of like, it's a very deep purple kind of color. But I like that. Look at how that works on these dice. Really cool. But lots of swirls going on. Marbled dice. So you get 8 of these as well. Do they fit in here? Let's see. Yes. So yeah, this is probably the tray for the dice. There we go. Really nice. All right, so we have all of that. Then I have one more thing that was not inside the box that I got at the booth at Spiel, and that's these acrylic stands. So we have acrylic, well, standees for all the characters with bases. So yeah, there we go. You've got this one. They still have a plastic layer on them, so they will be a little bit more shiny when I take that off. But this, we have this character, we have the 2 drones. So this one, I already took off the foil. As you can see, it's a bit more shiny than this. Just to protect them, double-sided. So that's really cool. You just pop them on the base, and then you can put them on the board. So we have the 2 drones there. Then let's have a look at a few of them together. Really cool. This character with the wolf and the big blade. This guy with these mechanical arms. And the guy in the wheelchair. Again, double-sided. And then 4 more here. Let me just grab those. There they are. That's pretty cool. Acrylic standees for all the characters. So I don't know if this was supposed to be in the box, because I don't think, well, we have those chips. These, I'm not sure if this was supposed to be your character on the board, because this does feel like a game where you want to have like at least a standee, right? Or maybe even a miniature. Maybe the deluxe version has miniatures. But this looks really nice. I love that the box has dedicated spaces for everything. And yeah, you probably just put tokens in here and put this, boom, on the table so you're ready to go. You'll probably need to sort the cards somehow, and these perhaps. But the rest is just storage, and that works really nicely. So I punched everything out just to see how I can fit everything best in the box, in the insert. We have the 8 dice here. We have the single d6, which strangely enough does not fit in with the rest, so there's no actual spot for this. We have the crystals and the resin. We saw that earlier. We have 1 center tile. We have 1 first token, so I'll just put that there as well. We've seen a lot of cards. There's only 36 of these trigone tiles and 6 long tiles, so the 6 long ones are in here. These are the 36 trigone tiles. As you can see, there's a lot of space here left. Now, I know that the deluxe version has acrylic tiles. These are then acrylic, so they are probably thicker, and they will probably fill in this slot, but they use the same insert for both versions then, I guess. So there's a lot of space here. Now, that's not a big deal, but this is a lot of lost space, of course, for the regular version. So that's a bit unfortunate. Also, the cards just fit in here. Even if I put these here, that would fit, but then that'd be hard to take out. Especially if you sleeve these, then this won't fit anymore. I guess we still have room here. So hopefully, after sleeving all of this, I'll fill this and that'll be that. Otherwise, I could, of course, simply put all the cards in here. This is a bigger slot, and this does fit. Although it is a bit tight, but there's a, well, on the bottom it's a bit tighter than on the top. Hopefully sleeved cards will fit in there, and then I'll have a bigger slot for those. And we'll use this for all of these. So I did end up using different Ziploc bags for all of my tokens, because the bigger ones that we got, there were 4 in here, were way too big for smaller collections of tokens, so you'd have to throw them all together in one bag and then sort them out later again. So I just grabbed a bunch of smaller ones so I could keep them separate and then just all throw them in here, which, I mean, works, but you still have to sort through them. I would have rather seen a box, maybe this could have sat vertical, I don't know, because let's see how deep this is. Now that wouldn't have worked with the player boards. So this I get. I would have liked to see separate trays like these for all of these tokens, so you could just put this on the table with separate slots for all the different tokens, maybe even like sorted like this, you know, so you have them in a slot, all the tokens back to back. That would have been nice. And then bigger trays for these crystals and these golden pieces, so you could just grab what you needed, and a longer slot with, you know, these holes on both sides. This doesn't have one, which is unfortunate. For sleeved cards, this could have been smaller. And yeah, I guess you could have saved some space, but I'm not too bothered about the size of the box itself, but more about the efficiency of the insert. So there's that. That's a little bit unfortunate that you still end up with a bunch of Ziploc baggies for all the smaller tokens, but they do look really nice. The quality here is pretty good overall, so that's good at least. And I guess I can store all the standees on top of these here. There's plenty of room here, so that's easy enough to take out. So all in all, it looks pretty nice so far from what I've seen. So really interested in getting this to the table and learning all the rules and seeing how that plays. So yeah, keep an eye on the channel. There will be a review of this eventually. I may need some time to play it and to figure it all out. After Spiel, there's a lot of games that I need to go through. But yeah, interesting game. I like the idea of deck building and, you know, like area control, battle royale on a huge ever-changing map. So that is Rivals by Unkind Games. And so that was my unboxing of Rivals by Unkind Games. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. Again, really helps the channel. Please also check out my Patreon page by clicking the link in the description below or the icon at the end of this video. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time on Board Game Heaven.